After Cassie filed her lawsuit, you said, been trying to tell y'all for years. What were you trying to tell people?
That Diddy was not a safe human and that you should be careful if you're planning on entering any type of relationship with him, from business to personal.
Tell me about the sympathetic days to Diddy. What does that look like when you have a moment of feeling bad for the guy?
It wasn't all bad, but I don't know that any of the good was real. I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas. It's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore, like what happened? You don't have anything, like you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that took away.
Buckle up, because this scandal has the potential to shake the entire entertainment industry to its core. Aubrey O'Day is heading to court, and she's not coming empty-handed. Armed with receipts and ready to speak out, she's reportedly prepared to expose Diddy in a high-stakes legal battle. According to insiders, she's peeling back the curtain on what's being described as a toxic empire fueled by fear, manipulation, and enforced silence. And here's where things get even more outrageous. Word is, Diddy didn't just try to silence her. He allegedly offered her a laughable $300 in hush money. That's right, $300. Not enough for a designer handbag or a fancy dinner in Beverly Hills, let alone the emotional cost of what she's endured. Aubrey's upcoming testimony is expected to reveal alarming allegations of abuse, exploitation, and a hyper-controlling work environment, something more like a prison wrapped in studio lights than a music label. If her claims stand up in court, this case could finally crack open the long-standing culture of silence that has protected some of the industry's most powerful figures. So get ready, because this isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a reckoning. And Aubrey, she's not just spilling tea, she's serving it scalding hot.
Show you the facts, okay?
Sure.
So this is long after we have 2 double platinum albums, $15 an album from 2 million albums is, what is the math on that, 48 million? And this benevolent man who's just now had a change of heart and has decided to pay us as talent. We only get the amounts due since Sony bought our catalog.
Okay.
So streaming for the past couple years, it's about $800, $900. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public. I would like to do a documentary for Hulu or Netflix or Amazon, a streaming site. I offered some of the girls, hey, if you need $800-900, I'll give it to you. Don't sign them.
Oh my God. Aubrey O'Day is finally ready to break her silence, and Diddy might not be ready for what she's about to reveal. Word on the street is that the former Danity Kane star and longtime Diddy protege has been subpoenaed and has reportedly arrived in New York City, where she's expected to testify in a trial that's already making waves across Hollywood. And let's be clear, this isn't just about business. It's personal. O'Day's relationship with Diddy spans years of intense mentorship, a 6-year roller coaster she once described as both demanding and deeply damaging. Their dynamic was complicated, high stakes, and now potentially explosive. While Diddy may have pushed her toward perfection, Aubrey has become increasingly vocal about the hidden costs of that pursuit. She's painted a disturbing picture of a creative environment that was more oppressive than inspiring, where control was absolute and personal freedom barely existed. If her courtroom testimony mirrors the bombshells she's hinted at in interviews and online, then Diddy better brace himself, because this could be the kind of truth that ends careers, and his might be the first to fall.
Did he ever mistreat you?
Yes. Have you ever seen Making the Band?
Yeah.
Did he ever mistreat you is the funniest question I think I've ever heard. Of course.
Insiders close to the case are now claiming that Aubrey's testimony could turn out to be one of the most explosive the industry has seen in years, and she's not staying silent ahead of the trial. In a cryptic tweet that sent fans into full speculation mode, more whispers have emerged, suggesting that Diddy tried to buy her silence, allegedly offering her a jaw-dropping $300. Yes, just $300 to stay quiet. Not only is that insulting, it's laughable, especially considering the magnitude of what she's prepared to reveal. Aubrey O'Day may very well become the key player in this high-profile case. Her testimony isn't just about exposing one man. It could crack open a long overdue conversation about abuse, exploitation, and the unchecked power that thrives behind the glam of the music industry. But here's where it gets wild. That $300 offer wasn't just to keep her quiet about Diddy. It was meant to silence her about a much larger and darker operation she's hinted at. That's right, $300 for a full release of all claims and a lifetime gag order that would have effectively erased her voice, her truth, and her experiences. When this news broke, Aubrey didn't hold back. She revealed that the contract didn't just ask for silence. It demanded that she never speak negatively about Diddy on any platform, including social media and podcasts. Signing it would have meant she couldn't even acknowledge the contract existed. Chilling, isn't it? In an interview, she explained that it suddenly became clear what was really happening. She said, "It asked me not to have access to my story or my experience anymore. It asked me to stay silent and never speak badly about a human being." That's when she realized something truly dark was on the horizon. And if that wasn't alarming enough, she also suggested that Diddy wasn't just trying to silence her, he was likely working hard to silence everyone. When TMZ's Harvey Levin questioned her about the intent behind these NDA-style deals, she said plainly, "I think you'd be making moves to keep as many people quiet as possible." Meanwhile, other sources say that while Aubrey was offered peanuts, A-list celebrities were allegedly offered much bigger payouts to stay quiet. None of those deals have gone public yet. Let's not forget, Diddy was praised in 2023 for handing back his bad boy publishing rights to artists, calling it a bold move to fix a broken system. He told Variety it was about doing the right thing. But now, Aubrey is challenging that narrative. Her question, if this was about doing the right thing, why include NDAs? Why silence clauses? And why offer someone who gave years of her life only $300 to walk away from her story? This is more than just an internal industry issue. It's becoming a full-on reckoning. Multiple reports now claim that Aubrey O'Day has been subpoenaed to testify against Diddy, and she's not alone. Fellow Making the Band alum Don Richard is also coming forward, and what these two women are expected to reveal could unravel years of secrets. Aubrey, a former member of Danity Kane under Diddy's label, reportedly arrived in New York right as the courtroom action kicked off. Her presence alone has stirred a frenzy of speculation. Why? Because she lived it. The allegations against Diddy are not only shocking, they're horrifying. Racketeering, forced labor, abuse. These aren't isolated charges. They're part of what's being described as a systemic pattern of exploitation buried beneath the flashy surface of bad boy records. Aubrey's testimony may support earlier claims made by Cassie Ventura, who accused Diddy of years of abuse and trauma. But it doesn't stop there. Dawn Richard has made her own explosive claims, alleging she witnessed Diddy physically assault Cassie and describing a toxic work environment that bordered on forced labor. Her words reflect a pattern of fear, control, and abuse, all disguised as mentorship. Together, the testimonies of O'Day and Richard could reveal the full extent of what happened behind closed doors. At this point, the case isn't just about Diddy. It's about a culture of silence and protection that allowed the powerful to prosper while silencing those they built their empires on. This trial could expose deeply rooted dynamics that have ruled the music industry for decades. Unchecked power, hush money, NDAs, and controlled narratives. O'Day and Richard's decision to speak out may encourage others to finally tell their own stories. If their claims are upheld in court, this could mark a turning point, one that demands accountability at the highest levels of entertainment. These aren't just personal stories of trauma. They represent a reckoning. For years, Diddy has sat atop the entertainment world, protected by fame, fortune, and silence. But now that silence is starting to break. O'Day and Richard, both products of Diddy's empire, are stepping into court not just to tell their truth, but to hold one of the industry's most powerful figures responsible. What they're about to reveal could shake the industry to its very core. This isn't just about individual actions. It's about decades of abuse hidden behind money, fame, and fear. The NDAs, the intimidation, the buried stories, all of it is finally coming to light. And if Diddy is found guilty of racketeering, forced labor, and abuse, the consequences could be severe: prison time, financial collapse, and a ruined legacy. But truthfully, the damage is already underway. Diddy's carefully crafted image as a music mogul and cultural icon is crumbling. And what makes this moment so powerful isn't just the charges, it's who is finally speaking up. These women were there, they lived it, and now they're reclaiming their voice. This trial is becoming a cultural test. Can the entertainment world finally hold its elite accountable? Will survivors be heard and protected, even when the accused are billionaires? The silence is being shattered. Stories once kept behind closed doors are being read aloud in court. If the industry is truly paying attention, and it is, then the testimonies of Aubrey O'Day and Don Richard may mark the beginning of a new era. An era where silence is no longer the price of survival, where even the most powerful can be held to account. Hollywood has protected its kings long enough. Maybe now, the crown is falling,